Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I hope that you've been well. I've been keeping well and it's just good to be back. So today I want to do another Canadian smoking style. I've done two so far. If you haven't seen them, I'll ask you to check that on the channel. I also leave the link in the description box so you can go and check those ones that I did previously. So this one is also a very simple one. I'm going to show it to you here on the paper. I've already drawn out the boxes and then I'll be able to transfer the design from the paper to the fabric. I just think it will be easier for you to see once I've put it on paper, because the fabric is not as clear. The markers that I was using, also the chalks, were also not clear. So that's why I always do it on paper first and then I transfer it on fabric. So this is very easy. Let's just get into it. So like the previous one, you have to draw your pattern, right? You have to draw your pattern, and it has to be clear and it should not rub off before you've made your stitches, because then it becomes very difficult if you're using a chalk that can easily rub off. So what I do is just draw it on paper and then it will be easy for you to transfer it, or if you want you can directly do it on fabric. Okay, so here you can see I have all these boxes that I've drawn. These are all 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch by 1 inch, so it's 1 inch all round. If you want you can use 2 inch, if you want you can use 1.5. It depends on how broad you want your style to be, but I think this is quite broad enough. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be drawing kind of a V. So we come here, let me call this A, B, C, D, so that I can easily be able to refer to which box is which and what am I doing. Okay, and so forth. So you draw a line to that edge of B, another line to that edge of A, forming kind of a V in those two boxes. Okay, so you are taking two boxes at a time. All the other ones that I did before, you just use one box. Okay, so this one you use two boxes. So you're going to do this throughout. So you draw your V and you skip the next two boxes. Okay, you skip this and then you come to the other boxes, continue with your V, skip the two, continue with the V. So if you want you can use a pen, but this is just to show you how it will look. Okay, you draw your V, skip your box, you draw your V. Okay, and then you come to C and D. So you're going to skip the first two boxes. Okay, then you come to the next one, you start drawing your V, you skip the next boxes like that. So you continue alternating like that, skip, and then you draw them like that. I'll leave this one blank. Okay, so then we go to E and F. So we start from the top like here. So then you draw your V again, skip, draw your V, skip, V. Okay, it's a repetitive process. Okay, and then you go to G and H. Oh, sorry, this, remember I said you skip this first line because it should be like C and D. So you skip this one, you come there, skip this, come there, skip this, come there. So you continue doing that on your entire fabric or piece of paper if you're doing it on a piece of paper like this one. Okay, just trying to bring that paper in focus. So this is how you draw the style line. You just draw a V, you know, and just leave it, skip two boxes, another V, skip 2 boxes, the next V, skip the next V, like that. On the next line, you leave this first line, the first 2 boxes empty, then you begin again drawing your style lines. You leave these 2 boxes like that, skip 2 boxes, and then you continue doing that. Okay, you come here, you start from the beginning, from the top boxes, you draw that V, you skip, you draw the V, you skip, you draw the V all the way down, and when you come to the alternating line, you skip the first 2 boxes, then you start in the second line like that. Okay, and then you go all the way until you've covered the whole area where you want to apply this design. So as you can see, I've gone on to transfer the design on the fabric that I'm going to be using for demonstrating this Canadian smoking. This is the third style that I'm doing. So this is a satin fabric that I'm using for this particular project. So you can see I've already transferred the pattern here, and now we're just going to start tacking so that we begin to form the design. Here I have my needles. So what I've done is I've threaded several so that it's easier when we're tacking, so that I don't have to stop all the time to rethread. And of course I've got my scissors. So we're going to start from the very beginning, and I'm using a matching thread. Okay, so this is similar to the color of the fabric that I'm using, and then of course my needle. And yeah, let's get started. So I'm going to start from B, okay, because I want the design to go that way and then come down. Okay, so you just take the corner, this is the top corner there. Okay, I'm gonna take that corner. Okay, I'm just going to leave a thread there. Okay, this piece, hope you can see it. And then I'm going to come to the corner at A. Okay, this one, I'm gonna pick this one, just pulling the thread. Okay, just let it lie flat, and then I'm going to pick the center where the V is actually forming. Okay, I'm gonna pick that point. Okay, so then I'm going to tie, I'm gonna pull that, I'm going to tie it to this piece that I had left, piece of thread. Okay, let's pull it together. And we're going to tie those points down. Okay, so make sure it's tight. Sure it's tight. I'm gonna make several knots there so that it doesn't unravel in the future. You wouldn't want this to start unraveling after so much effort. So I think that's secure. I'm gonna chop it off, and I'm gonna move to the next point. Okay, so you go to the next point, which is this star line. I hope you can see it. Okay, I'm just gonna try to kind of zoom in a little bit. Yeah, so I hope you can see this one. So again, we start here. Just put your thread through. Make sure to leave a long enough piece. Go to the other edge, put that one through, and then you come to the point where the V meets, or where it makes the shape V, right? Okay, and then you tie. You're going to tie those 3 points, tie them together. Okay, just making sure that it's tight. So however you want to tie it, as long as those 3 points are tied and secured, and then you know, as you go along, you are forming the design. So I'm just going to do that several times. So that's why I leave the piece, the thread that has to be remaining out, I leave it to be long enough so that I'm not struggling when I'm making those knots. Okay, so after doing that, we go to the next one. Okay, so you just spread it and see where your next design is. So just open it up like that, so you can see this is our next point here. So again, you catch that point, leave enough thread there, go to the other corner, okay, like that, and then pick the middle of that V, okay, there, and then again you just tie, pull the threads and tie those points together. That's all you're doing. So you continue doing this throughout the whole entire process. Just secure it, make sure it's secure enough. Several times. Okay, okay, I put that too much, I think it's secure. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the process all the way until I'm done, and then I'm going to show you how it will look like after securing all the places. So I'm now going again to go to the next point, which is this. Okay, so I'm going to take this point, that one, okay, and then come to the center and then just tie, then move on to the next one, which is this one. Okay, go to the corner, come to the center, and then just tie. So I'll continue doing that, and I'm going to apply it to the entire piece of fabric. You can see it's quite wide, so you really need to be patient in order to achieve what you want, so that it will also be perfect and it will look awesome. So I'm going to continue, and then I'll let you know how was the process, but also I'll show you the final outlook. Yeah, so after a while I'm almost done, but I left 2 spaces here so that I just finish up, and you can see how I had started. So I'll show you how I'll finish off, and then we can flip it and see how our our smoking is looking like. So these are the 2 places that are left. I hope you can see. You can see we have this area here, this. So I'm going to pick this point, pick that point, pick that point and then tie the 3. Okay, so I'm picking this point here, pick that one. Okay, and of course I'm leaving this small piece there, thread. Okay, then I'm going to that corner there, okay, and then of course where the V shape is made there, okay, and then we just are going to tie those 3 places down together. Just put the threads together and just try to make a knot. Just secure it. I'm going to tie it several times. Okay, several times, and just cut off the thread. I'm gonna do the last one, which is this one here. So I'm going to pick this place here, then go to the other corner, this one. I'm gonna pick this one, okay, and then I'm gonna pick here where the V is formed, okay, and just pull, and then you take this thread that you left, this one, okay, and we're just gonna tie those 3 points down. Okay, so just make that knot several times, so that we secure our style. Okay, that should do. So that was our last part. Just put that away. Okay, so this is how our smocking should look. This is on the wrong side of the fabric, and I always say, like in the other 2 previous videos, I told you that if you're going to, whatever you're going to use this for, you always have to add extra inches width and lengthwise, because you can see that our fabric has shrunk after you've done your smocking. So you don't want to run short of your fabric, so you can add maybe extra 10 inches, or you can even just double the length. So if you're making a sleeve, double your length, and then also double your width. You can always chop off when you have too much, and it's better when you have excess, I always say, than for you to have less fabric. So this is our project. I'm just gonna flip it now. Just want to cut off these fraying pieces on the edges. Okay, and voila, this is how it looks like, and I think it looks fairly well. You can put it where you desire, you know, it will give a twist to your design, to your project, to, you know, whether it's your dress, whatever it is that you're making. I'm sure it's going to look very interesting. I like this particular design. It's kind of you can see that triangle. You see when we were making the triangle shapes, when you were stitching it down, so you can actually see it somehow on the finished product. So this would work for anything if you're thinking of. So I'm just trying to kind of you know, if it was, for example, going to be like a sleeve, okay, if this was going to be like a sleeve, you'd have obviously to stitch down here, okay. So this would go all the way up. Let me put it all the way up, okay. So this is how your sleeve would look like, something like that. I think it would look very, very nice. So, but you can apply it anywhere, on any part of your project, on your skirt, on your dress, on your jacket. You can even put it on your pants, on your coat, on your yoke, anywhere really. You can also maybe put it like on a pillowcase, cushion cover, or anything like that. So yeah, this is how it actually looks like. I really like this design, very, very beautiful. So please try out yours, and let me know how the process is going to be. And I'd be interested to see where would you put yours. Would you make it like sleeves, or would you put it somewhere else? I've even seen very beautiful purses and bags, like tote bags, that have been made out of this of these designs, of the different designs. So this has been fun. It's taken some time, so you really have to to be patient with Canadian smoking. It's quite time consuming, but I think it's very, very rewarding. It really does come out nicely. So try out yours, and keep watching. I'll be uploading more Canadian smoking styles, so you can see which vibe you like. I think I'll do a less complicated design, which is just like, you know, it will go in the same direction, and it also forms something else, something different from this. So I hope that you'll be looking forward to watching that. I just want to thank you for staying until the end. We'll see you in our next video. Please take care of yourselves. I love you. Bye.